So I started a project where I would draw a virtual YouTuber every day. It didn't go as planned. So what do you do when you plan a big project and it fails miserably? Well, you fire up Stream and do a post-mortem PowerPoint presentation, of course. Enjoy! I started a project for February and it was mid-theory. So this is an idea I came up with in the middle of a stream, sometime in January, sometime early to mid-January. It originally started as just me. I just wanted to paint Calliope every day, just copying what Claius and the Kiara one did. But through talking with a bunch of you guys, this meteor idea spawned. So what was meteory? I put here is, but honestly at this point, I think saying what was meteory would be more appropriate. Alright, so right at its current form, or at least for when we started, it is. Wait, I thought there was a slide earlier. Did I accidentally rearrange the slides? Oh my god. So the initial idea was that there's 5 members in Hololive. And so what I would get at least 5 different people that would draw these characters every single day. So there's one artist per member. So each one artist is responsible for one member. And we each would post one drawing every day. Feed Poggers. So this is like a big idea, a big event. We'll be releasing so much Hololive art, doing so much of that shit. It'll be a big event. We all like promote each other constantly, and so we just combine all the fan bases of each of the members together for this big project. That was the idea for it. Anyway, immediately, trouble started. You see, I use clip art, so this is now a proper business presentation. In every school or even business presentation in like a boardroom meeting, you gotta have clip art. All right. If there's no clip art, it is not a real presentation. Okay, this is actually clip art about anxiety disorders. But anyway, so where the heck are my speaker notes? I need them. No. I think, okay, wait, hold on. Oh god, I don't even know what's coming up next. I didn't prepare that long. Anyway, in its current form, or at least when we started, these were the members that I managed to get in. This is Tabi. Tabi is an English VTuber. I've known him for a while, before even he became a VTuber. And he was one of the people that I started this idea with, along with Mikan. So Tabi would draw Ina. One of the reasons why was because he's a big fan of Ina, and he was already planning on doing a similar challenge on October, he would call it. Window punk. Then Portokana, which actually did really well with this project. We'll get to him later. Portokana would do a comic called Gura's Great Adventure. I forgot how exactly he spelled it. Should be something like this. And also some illustrations. They were a girl. Guy. Yes, a trap VTuber. You can go to his channel, Tabi Ian VTuber. Then myself, you already know this. I would draw a Calliope painter. Then I also plan to do Takamori, which the piece I'm drawing now is one of them. The Calliope one, yeah, I know, right? Probably the best one. And then Mikan, I thought of taking his Twitter icon like I did for the rest, but it's a tangerine. The tangerine emoji here would do Amisame, which is pretty awkward since Gura is represented twice. But we'll let that slide. So we started up like this. Yeah, okay, Mikan is also covered by chat, lol. I should probably reduce the size of my webcam. I didn't take that into consideration. Whoops. There. Okay. I should probably mark out a section of my future PowerPoints. Anyway, Mikan's gonna get the short end of the stick, so... But what ended up happening? this is something I realized almost immediately in like the first 3 to like 5 days. But here's what happened so far. For Tabi, uh, I don't know, dude. Like we have a Discord private group chat for this, and he didn't prepare anything before. I don't know what he's doing now, and I don't know what he will be doing. He's working on commissions, so I don't know. I genuinely do not know what he's doing. So I can't really tell you anything about him. What he did though, well, he did the first 2 days, and then the 7 other days, nothing, just random tweets. And then Porokana is going perfectly. We'll get to him later. And for me, I have managed to post for the last 9 days. Hasn't really done much. More on this later again. And Tangerine Boy, it's blocked, so it doesn't matter anyway. He did it for 6 to 7 days. Okay, I believe he still has some stockpile, but just posting it a little bit more sporadically. So it was supposed to be this big event, right? You see, clip art, explosion clip art. It's big. and then, but what it ended up feeling like, because of how it turned out, and also because we didn't manage to get a Kira artist, and also because of the overlap of Gura, because of these multiple issues from the very get-go, it's just kind of meh. Eh. See, I use clip art. You see, you can even see the stock footage, the thing like still there, watermark. I didn't even bother taking them out. That's how you know I'm a professional. Oh god, where are my speakers? I lost my speaker notes again. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so let's look at the impact on all of our social medias. Okay, so for Tabi, you can see the initial announcement. He actually gained quite a few followers of the announcement and the first 2 pieces that he posted. I'm guessing that's because of people coming from both, like, of me, Porokana, and Mikan. Because me, Porokana, and Mikan, I think the 3 of us are quite connected. Because, you know, we've known each other for a while, the 3 of us. Tabi is someone sort of new to all of us. So, I'm guessing that's where all the initial burst came from. But you see, he actually lost followers. Right? As he didn't post anything for the next, like, 7 days. He actually lost it. You guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, his first 2 inner pieces actually did somewhat well. Actually did pretty well. I don't have that screen capped, but you can actually go search him right now. Okay, you can tell I'm super professional. This is a professional business seminar, okay? It's not a presentation, it's a seminar. That's how I know it's professional, because I used a big word. Let's go to media. And yeah, see, it actually did pretty well. Look at the retweets and likes here. Pretty freaking good. But if I this is Social Blade. This is a screen cap of Social Blade. It's a really good website. Use it. Just straight up use it. It will only track your data once you actually, you know, try to search your own account on it. You only start tracking then, so I suggest going there now. But it's pretty good, right? Yeah, the first one did especially well, and this one not so much. But he gained this many followers off of that. And then for Porokana, look at this guy absolutely popping off. If you're bigger, this might not seem like a lot, very much, but Porokana started this project at around 210 followers or something like that. Or was it like 100? Oh wait, you can see it right here. I'm stupid. 187. I'm very smart. I know you can tell. I'm very smart. You can see it right here. He started at 187, and he's now at 400 plus. Which is kind of insane. Like that level of growth. We'll get to him again later. And then for me, the initial burst actually did something for me, but afterwards it started to peter off. And that's what it's like. You see, the last 4 days here, I basically got nothing out of it. I spend like hours each day doing an illustration, but I get nothing of it. That's one of the big reasons I'm stopping, just to cut my losses. I'll get to that again. Anyway, Mikan, this is actually pretty good. but it's lesser than what he would have gotten if he continued doing what he was already doing, which is creating these relevant sort of a meme illustrations and comics. Really kind of nice, yeah. Like he would do uh pictures like drawings that are sort of relevant to what just happened. So it's a lot of very inside jokey sort of thing, and that does better than what you see here. That's how he got close to 1K, and that's probably how he just passed 1K. Anyway, why it might work or might not work. So first we are going to focus on why it didn't work. And for that specifically, we're gonna focus on why it did not work for me. Because again, I have the most experience, and I actually posted something for every day for the last 9 days. So I've narrowed it down to 3 reasons. 3 reasons why this completely just fell flat. So first, my art sucks. Just it's not like it doesn't completely suck. But there are a couple of standout pieces that I did. I especially like these two. These two paintings that I did, I really like. I honestly don't know how I made them, to be honest. Especially the one on the left, the one based on the song. They're really good. I don't know how. I created it in such like a strict time frame, but I really like these two. But you might like realize that I didn't just post 2 paintings. I posted 9, which means that a majority of them I just straight up didn't like. These are pieces I would never have posted otherwise. And it really sucks, okay? It really doesn't feel good to post things that you just don't like. These aren't bad. Except for the top right one, I really don't like that one. These aren't too bad, but they're just not up to my normal standard. And it just doesn't. And it shows, right? These pieces here just didn't perform as well. It just didn't. The thing is, I don't think it's enough to even just be okay. And like you want things that stand out. But then when you post something that is just okay, it's like you look at it, it's just like cool. And then you move on. And that's probably what 90% of people did. Just looked at it, cool, and moved on. And that is a big issue. But the bigger issue are these. These are the ones I gave up on. They were too bad for me to even like either continue working or to post. And these are the real issue here. My art skills are just way too inconsistent. And that means that about half of the ones that I did, about half of the pieces I did just couldn't be salvaged, or I just didn't want to. And so when I started out this project, right, the way you calculate how much work it would be, I did the mistake of assuming like a good case scenario, not even the best case scenario. I assume like, okay, sure, I have 12 hours a day where I can do work. Then I can finish a painting in 7, so there's still a lot of time to screw around. I can finish it without really putting in much work. I'm not without focusing like my entirety of my life on it. I can still stream, can still do like play some games on like some time off. But I just didn't take into the account the amount of time I spent that would be wasted. Oh, these are done. VC correlation there. August, yeah, right. I should just never talk to anybody about drawing. Yeah, I should just quit streaming. But yeah, I spent a lot of time on these things, and not just these, but about like say 60% of the things I did, I just gave up on. I just scrapped, threw away, and this is normal. Like I should have known this already. This is how things normally are when I'm not bound to a project like this. I would normally just give up on like most of the things that I do. But in this case, it really cost me a lot of time and a lot of undue stress. And you tack on the fact that I'm not getting anything out of it, or posting some things that are just okay. Yeah, you can see why I very quickly gave up. Alright, so what happened? Quick summary. So my remarkable inconsistency combined with the fact that I really just like studying and practice stuff. That's kind of what I really wanted to do. Me getting a portfolio review where I got a 3 out of 10 in the middle of all this certainly didn't help. And lastly, all these leads to immense frustration. Anyway, next point. My ideas suck. For this, I don't have any slides, but we can just look through my Twitter for that. Let's see. The things that I've done, right, are not very novel. They're not interesting at all. You can see here it's just it's Calliope, it's Calliope. It's like, oh, it's this like whatever. It's just like there's nothing new here. Nothing new has been brought to the table. It's just a random ass pose. This one I ripped off Aura for a little bit. Wanted to try it out, so I did. This one is like there's nothing being shown here at all. This one is cool. Mostly because the art quality though, like the environment is not very inspired. Pose as well. It's like eh. This one is based off of a stream, so this one is pretty good. I think this one is okay. If I did stuff like this all the time, it would have been fine, right? But this one is also like a very... It's an idea that's been already done a lot. But this one was good as well. But the thing is, right, like it should have been all of them that had something like unique, something novel. But I spent a lot of time on paintings that just didn't really set themselves apart. They didn't really have anything like all that good to them. That didn't make people think, oh wow, why didn't I think of that? Or oh that's cool. Oh hey, I get that. Like an inside joke or anything. There's nothing to relate to. There's nothing to connect to for any painting that I've done. And that is really a big issue because the people's connection to your works, it is, I think, the thing that will make people follow you rather than just liking it and just scrolling through on their feed. The last one, and I think this one is the biggest factor in all of this and the biggest factor in why all of this failed. I am inauthentic. Alright, let me explain this. So there's these levels of investment that people have in content creators. So you start out at level 0 here, the Humega lol. You don't know them at all. And then I split into 7 levels here. So the level 7 will be the stand. Alright, let me just go through my notes here. I had to write these down. Alright, so level 1 would be, you've heard of them. You haven't really formed an opinion of them yet though. And number 2 would be you have a generally positive opinion. So you can either go in the positive direction or the negative direction for these levels. But I'm going to focus on just the positive one because I don't think we all want to be toxic haters, right? You don't want to focus on them at the very least. So level 2 would be just general positive, like oh yeah, okay, seems pretty cool. And that's it. You can't really say anything else. Then level 3 will be keeps up with only the biggest events. I really should have like made like individual slides for each of these, but goddamn, I couldn't think of anything. Only keeps up with the biggest events. Alright, level 4 is you keep up with the big events. Not the biggest, but the big ones. Yeah, that's level 4. And level 5 would be the novel content. Not necessarily big, but you watch the things that they're like slightly different, Slightly different than just, just playing the games or just chatting stuff. Basically, you watch content not really based on the person themselves, but rather on what they're doing or who they're with, or because it's just something different, or you got clickbaited. Something that's novel, right? And level 6 here, the one right before stand, is when you watch all the regular content. Just every YouTube, every stream, all the regular stuff, you just watch it. Not because of the idea, not because of what they're doing, but because they are them. That's a pretty big level of investment already. But the stan, oh, those are the people that freaking like follow their Twitter, all their social media, reply to the tweets, keep track of literally everything that's going on every single social media, then make clips, make memes, all that shit. But anyway, now that I described this, like what level do you think I am? From Omega lol to stan. So for me, right? What I do is I am only level like 3. I only keep up with the biggest events. Oh, Porokana guessed it exactly right. What is Calliope's what counts as the biggest events for Calliope? Song releases. That's the only thing I keep up with. I kept up the debut stream. I got to the first big collab streams. Other than that, I do not keep up with anything she does. I follow on Twitter. I don't really pay attention to it too. And so this is a problem, right? I'm trying to do a big project centered around Calliope. I am actually not a very big fan of Calliope. That is my bathroom back there. And so if you want to be someone that spends a ridiculous amount of effort on like a fan project for this person, you want to be at level 7. You want to be a stan. So that you can capitalize on the many novel and interesting ideas that comes from just their regular content. So you can make things that are relevant, that are like inside jokes, that people care about, that are shareable. And also, if you keep up with everything they do, you never run out of ideas, right? But for me, right, I don't know what the hell's going on. And I think people can very easily tell. People can very easily tell what level you're at based on like the content or whatever you do that's centered around that creator. People, I think, can very easily tell. And I think it's because I'm just level 3, dude. I'm like a casual fan, if you can even call it that. And so my ideas aren't interesting, my art isn't particularly inspired, and it's not particularly shareable. Nobody is I like basically. Oh wait, is this on the next slide? Yeah, my work has added no value to the fandom. My work has added zero value to the Calliope fandom because I am just not that big of a fan, and my work isn't good enough, right? So the thing is, right, I have 3 points here. Art that is subpar, ideas that are subpar, and inauthenticity as a fan. You can, like, if you only really make like one of these mistakes, you're fine, right? You're fine. But if you make all of these 3 mistakes together, it leads to this: your work having no value. For me, right, I think my approach should have been just to spend it on improving art, right? It's fine if you're inauthentic. It's fine if you don't have good ideas. If your art is freaking godlike, nobody gives a shit, right? Like recently, a really good Ina piece made it on the Hololive subreddit. It got on like hot near the top, just because the art is really freaking good. I've seen a couple of those actually. I don't know. Ina gets a lot of that. But it doesn't matter, right? Nobody cares about the ideas or how much of a hashtag true fan you are if you're really freaking good. Because if you're really good, anything you do has value. But I'm not very good. I'm just kind of meh in general. So, that's the analysis for my part of why it didn't work. So now let's move on to somebody who did do something that worked. Hey Porkana, this is your dedicated section. Woo! Idea is good. Yeah. You have to specialize in one thing very well. Mikan is for the ideas part. My ideas, and he was also a fan, right? So if you're not the best at one thing, you can compensate. You can compensate for this, like being good at the other 2 categories. But if you're not good at all three, good luck with that. You get what I got, which is nothing. But what's the next slide? Okay, so what Porokana did, the main part was these comics. We draw good art, just doing shit with people. And the one like key point I think here is, well, these comics have continuity. So, not good as are you saying podcast? Dude, come on. Roasting each other is just part of what we do now. So let's think of this. Let's analyze what we see here based on the framework that I have established earlier. Okay, the art. You look at it; it's kind of whatever. I'm like he's right in chat with kind of a fragile ego, but I think we can all readily admit this is kind of whatever. But it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter because you know what? You know what the point of art here is? You know what the point that the art has here? It is just to communicate the idea. That's all the art needs to do. So it doesn't actually matter how good the art is, cause the thing that people would get invested in, it is not the art, but rather the idea. And this, what you see here, it is already very effective at communicating those ideas. And so this art actually becomes pretty good. Okay, and then the idea. So this is not actually based on anything they have been doing recently. This the ideas in this comic, they are just based on like the character description. They're just based on the general character description, like the biggest like memes around, centered around these characters. So it might like not seem like it's the best idea because it's not really relevant, but it doesn't matter again because this comic series, because it has continuity, it doesn't need to be relevant because what this does is it creates its own world. It creates its own sort of alternate universe for people to get invested in. So it doesn't actually matter what the members are actually doing right now. But it doesn't matter what they're actually doing right now. Because you're just taking these rough character descriptions and you know the attachment that people already have to these characters and just creating your own goddamn world. Like screw what they're doing right now. They just follow what I do. And so even like Porokana is a big fan, right? He rated himself a goddamn stan, right? Absolutely disgusting. Nobody likes that. But because again, I'm saying this so many times because I can't emphasize this enough. The biggest point of this was like just trapping people in his universe rather than the one in reality. That's the big thing. And you can see this based on... Did the slides go off order again? You can see this based on what the performance in Reddit. Reddit is a very, very ideas-based platform. Okay, things on Reddit usually never reach the top based on execution. It is always based on how good your idea is. That's what Reddit is. So it's a very, very good, like upvotes on Reddit is a very good way to measure how good your idea is. Okay, all right. So I put like 4 posts to compare, and to see just demonstrate how good of an idea Porokana's comic was. And so here, this is the average fan art post. You can see 92 upvotes, kind of eh. For reference, the Gagura subreddit is around 10k members. Should be a bit like a bit higher, but yeah. So see, this is a relevant fan art too, right? But it's just kind of average, and it only got 92 upvotes. Okay, let's move on. All right, so this one is a repost of art that is, I think you can say, much better. Usually these get quite good amounts of upvotes too. 16k? I didn't think of 16k. But usually these get pretty good upvotes because, I don't know, people like upvoting reposts on Reddit. I think it's a big problem on Reddit, to be honest. But whatever. Like the good art gets roughly the same amount of upvotes, depending, of course, on highly depend on the art. But you usually don't reach past twice of this. Right. And this is cosplay, cute girl, like cute real like actual girls. Yep, always gets good amount of upvotes. This performed a lot better than I thought it would, to be honest. 384 upvotes. That's actually really good. For the Gargura subreddit. This same cosplayer later uploaded another one. That got around 100 upvotes. I'm not sure if you'll pass that now. But all of these posts and comparing here were posted a day ago. So there's roughly the same amount of time has passed. Yeah, cute girl gets 384 upvotes. But alright, now how many upvotes do you think Porokana's comic got, huh? Put your guesses right now. Mikan and Porokana should know already. But I want the rest of you to actually guess. 2K, that's very ambitious. Wow. The thing about Reddit is most people don't even upvote or downvote, so it's very hard to actually get that. Yeah, most people don't even participate. So I'm hyping up the Porokana's comic a lot here. Holy shit. Yeah, I might have overhyped it a little bit, but all of your guesses are way too high. Alright, let me just say, all your guesses are way too high, okay? Because most people don't participate. There might be 16k members, but only a tiny fraction of people on Reddit upvote or downvote. So a post can't reach that high on Gargura subreddit ever. Okay, it just can't happen. Okay, alright, so he got, bam, this is what he got for the yesterday's comic. And it's 621. It is much more than every other post you see in that subreddit. Every single other post type, it dwarfs in comparison to what Porokana gets every single day, with awards as well. And so that just shows you just how good the idea is. The thing is, right, the fact that this received more upvotes than everything else, it means that people got so invested in this that people who normally would never participate or even upvote stuff did. You see? That's big. You know, when people that normally wouldn't take action do, you know you hit something. And to further my point, here is the comments. It's people freaking fantasizing. And that again shows another layer of investment here. If people are just willing to freaking come up with hit canons and like fanfiction and come up with like extend the ideas they've already put in, that is big. I don't think I can ever like overstate how big this is. Love fan-based comics too now. Bro, I feel like you do everything based on my analysis, but it's not a bad way of doing things. But yeah, look at this. It's like I wish people talk this much about my art, dude. But you know, he got it. Like Lucia's wife is actually one of the moderators too. I think he's responsible for the daily reposts of art on the subreddit too. So that is pretty big. You got a mod here invested in your stuff. Okay. Anyway, what's my next slide? I forgot. Frick. Where are my show notes? Oh, well, whatever. Okay, but anyway, what happens now? What happens now? So Tavi, I've never had any idea what he was doing. Since the beginning. Now in the future, I don't know what he's doing. Okay, whatever, irrelevant. Mikan has stopped for the everyday part. I believe he has probably 4 or 5 stuff in the backlog. He probably post this sporadically. Probably do his usual strategy of watching clips and drawing shit based on clips. Just small comics that are just nice memes and are funny, haha. But they don't have any continuity, right? They are just self-contained meme comics, basically. But they work very well. Hey, and for me, I'm done. Because doing like the comic stuff is not really what I want to do. I want to be able to reach the point where it doesn't matter what I do, people will just like it anyway. But unfortunately, it is going to be years before I get to that point. Especially because I picked or not like I picked, but my taste is in a style that is really hard to master. So for me, I have things in my backlog that I might post, but in general, I'm out. Screw it, dude. I can't spend any more effort on this. I am cutting my losses. Okay. And lastly, for accounts popping off, you'll probably reach 1K or more by the end of this month. From there, right, from 1K to like 10K, 50K, you just need another big project like this, and I think you're set. So this project will probably give you your base, and then if you just need one more thing, and you'll be quite known already. All right. So notes. This is for the people that didn't pay attention. Alright, focus on adding value to the community, not to yourself. Alright, always focus on what the community might like. It doesn't matter what you like, what your tastes are. You should always create community-centered content. You should always add value to the community, regardless of whether people know who you are or not. Yeah. And next, expand on novel ideas. Usually get those from following everything the creator does. Okay, obviously, key insight here. This like ideas are good, and comics communicate a lot of ideas very efficiently. Okay. If good ideas do well, and if you put a lot of good ideas out there for people to consume, and there is a medium in which to do that very efficiently, it is almost like natural that it would do super well. But anyway, that's the end of my presentation. Alright, wait, no, oh wait. Oh yeah, I said this at the beginning of the presentation. Always assume something would go wrong. Okay? Always assume something will go wrong. For me, it was the fact that 60% or more of my pieces will be scrapped, which means that effectively, like 70% of the time that I spend on art is wasted, at least in terms of output of creating stuff like this. And so I assumed that, like, you know, I could just spend half the amount of time and still be okay, but more than half of the time that I spent did not do anything productive. Alright? So that's why it was especially bad for me. Okay. And that's the end of my presentation.